Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are, and I hope you're staying safe. If you are new to this channel, my name is Kseniya, and I make videos for people who, like myself, are going through the family immigration process in the United States. I'm not an immigration attorney. My videos are simply based on publicly available information, my own experience, and the experience of my subscribers. So in today's video, we're going to talk about immigration interviews, how to act at an immigration interview and how to prepare for an immigration interview, some of the things you need to consider. We're not only going to be talking about green card interviews, we're going to talk about generally any immigration related interview that you may have. And if you are interested, you can also check out a video that I made talking about specifically my green card interview experience, my timeline, what I brought to the interview, how it went in general. So if you're interested, you're welcome to watch that video as well. The first part, let's talk about what you should be bringing to your immigration interview. First of all, you should always be bringing a copy of all the documents that you have submitted. So if you are going to your green card interview, you should bring a copy of all the documents, all the evidence that you have submitted prior to your green card interview. If you are going for your naturalization interview, for example, you should be bringing a copy of all the documents and evidence that you have submitted when you were applying for naturalization. I do get a question quite frequently if you should be bringing a copy of all the applications as well that you have submitted. The majority of people tend not to bring a copy of their applications. However, if you believe that some information on the applications has changed, or you want to correct or add anything, you can definitely print out the new updated application and bring it with you. But at times, even that won't be necessary. You won't need to print out a new form because very frequently the person interviewing you, the adjudicator, will actually be making notes in pen right on your application. So if you would like to make a correction, they probably will just make a note of it in pen as they are interviewing you. The next thing you want to bring with you to your immigration related interviews is any new documents that you would like added to your application. Keep in mind that your case is not frozen in time. Your case is continuous, and immigration officers will want to have updated information from you, as well as they do periodically continue to check your background, continue to check your information while you are in the immigration process. If there is any new documents or new evidence that you would like added to your case between the time that you submitted the application and you have that immigration interview, you definitely can bring it and bring with you the original as well as a copy. You get to keep the original, but you would want to have a copy readily available to give to the USCIS officer. When would that happen? For example, if you are going to your marriage-based green card interview, and between the time that you submitted your I-130, or between the time that you submitted your application and between the time of the interview, any new additional evidence of bona fide marriage, for example, you want to bring it up. Say you had a child, you want to bring a copy of your kid's birth certificate, or maybe you bought a house or a car together. In this case, especially in marriage-based cases, it will also help you establish your relationship even further. It will help you kind of improve your case. When people readily bring new available evidence, it's a lot easier for an immigration officer to make a decision on your case because they're not going to have to spend their time later on after your interview looking up that information with all these different agencies, which sometimes takes days or weeks. A lot of people do reach out to me and ask me to give them a specific outline of documents that they need to bring to their immigration interview, and I'm not going to outline it here just because when you get a letter inviting you to the interview, Usually those letters are quite a few pages long, and they will outline specifically what you need to bring with you. So you definitely need to read that letter multiple times. And if there's ever a part in your invitation to the interview that you're not really understanding what it means, you're welcome to reach out to me or comment under this video and ask that question. Let's talk about whom you may bring to interview. Depending on the type of immigration interview you're going to, you may be allowed to bring a third-party interpreter or translator with you. If you are going to your green card interview, by the time you receive your green card, you as an immigrant are not yet required to speak and know perfect English. An interpreter can be any third party, very preferably a certified interpreter. However, if you are unable to obtain somebody, it can be a third party, such as like a friend or another family member that is not related to your immigration case. In this case, you are allowed to bring somebody to help interpret, and they will give a sworn statement at the interview. When it comes to your naturalization interview, you will be expected to obviously take a civics test and an English test. And so in this case, you probably will not be able to obtain or bring an interpreter with you. However, there are some exceptions based on like age and disability. However, in most cases, you won't be able to bring somebody to interpret for you. Another person that you want to bring is obviously your lawyer. If you are already seeing a lawyer, that they probably will tell you that they will be coming with you to your immigration related interviews. If you're going, say, for the green card interview, obviously both you and the petitioner are expected to come. People ask me if you're supposed to bring, say you have a joint sponsor, if you're supposed to bring the joint sponsor with you. As far as I'm aware, no, you're not required to bring the joint sponsor with you. However, if they want the joint sponsor there, they will probably write that in the interview notice that they send you. In addition, a lot of people who go to immigration related interviews have small children, and very frequently they have a hard time finding a babysitter or daycare for the time when they go to their green card interview or any other immigration interview. And generally it is permitted to bring your small underage children with you if you are unable to obtain childcare. But you do want to make sure that if your child has any kind of form of identification, you bring that with you as well, like a copy of their birth certificate, for example. And some of my subscribers have reached out to me and told me that they were able to bring their small children with them to the green card or naturalization interview. And so for this last part, let's talk about how to act in your immigration interview. So the first thing is you want to be on time. It's very important that you show up to your immigration interview on time. You want to be a little bit early. In a lot of cases, you will not be let in to your interview earlier than maybe 15 to 30 minutes prior. However, you want to make sure that you're not late. So you're not expected to arrive like an hour early, but you are expected to be ready and on time when your name is called for the interview. Next, you want to make sure that you are dressed appropriately. USCIS doesn't outline a specific dress code. However, you're not expected to be dressed in a full tuxedo or a business attire. You can wear something business casual, appropriately, covering areas that are supposed to be covered. You don't want to wear like a mini skirt and 6-inch heels. As a man, obviously you don't want to wear anything that is, revealing your armpits, for example. Basically, you want to be respectful and you don't want to call any attention to parts of your body that may be not appropriate, because this is, after all, an interview. It is a formal setting, and it is important how you present yourself. If you are asked, you are supposed to wear a mask. In some cases, mask mandates have been lifted. However, specific states and specific places like uscis prefer to follow the mask rules for the safety of their workers and the safety of you as immigrants. And we have realized the importance of safety for USCIS workers as well, because of how drastically it has affected the processing times and the ability for these people to work on the immigration cases in the past 2 years. So it doesn't really matter what you believe. In any case, you want to present to the immigration that you are, that your case is important to you, that you're taking this seriously. And not only your paperwork, but your actions will also directly affect your immigration case. The next thing is that you want to leave your phone off if you're bringing it with you, or you want to leave it in your car. Next, the important part during the interview is to take your time and be patient. So during your interview, you don't want to be talking too quickly, but you also don't want to be completely silent. But you do need to take your time and think of a good, solid answer when you're being asked a question. If it's a very simple question, such as something to do with your address, your phone number, any identifying information, you can obviously answer as quickly as you can. However, if there's a question that is asking you to remember something, to think of something, you want to make sure that you take your time. And if you are unsure of an answer, you can just say that and you can be truthful about it. You could say, I no longer remember, or I don't know. Definitely don't try to make something up if you don't know it. So basically, you want to be very truthful in your interviews. You want to answer your questions to the best of your knowledge, and also you don't want to conceal anything. So lying is actually a big part that a lot of people get caught on. In a lot of cases, it causes additional issues. You don't want to talk too much. You don't want to talk for ages and ages. You want to give the immigration officer very simple and short answers. You want to think about it, and you want to produce an answer that's going to be informative at the same time. You don't want to go into your life story. You shouldn't be over explaining yourself. If anything, talking too much can actually get you in a lot more trouble, because keep in mind that immigration officers are very well trained in human character. They work with a lot of people every single day. They see a lot of different people every single day, and you may just misrepresent yourself. So you want to make sure that you're not going on and on and on about certain situations, trying to over explain things. You want to be very short and very sweet with your answer. Next, you shouldn't try to be a mind reader, and don't try to read into the immigration officer's questions. A lot of people tend to play a mind game with the immigration officer and try to guess what is the context of an immigration officer's question, or they try to figure out what is the question that they will ask me next. And honestly, you shouldn't try to do that. Of course, there are questions that immigration officers will ask you because they're trying to get information out of you. And perhaps they will ask the same questions to make sure that you are answering truthfully. However, you shouldn't be taking it negatively all the time. You want to make sure that you're not reading into any subcontext on the immigration officer's questions. You just want to hear the question and answer exactly the question that they are asking you. So for example, a person asks, when was the last time you had a traffic violation? And instead of trying to figure out why they're asking me this question and what is the answer that they possibly want to get from me, you can give them a straightforward answer. This point goes without saying is you obviously need to know your information by heart, such as obviously your phone number, your address, your date of birth. You want to make sure that you know all of this information. If you are going for your spouse's interview, this goes without saying as well. You want to make sure that you know details about your spouse, important dates, important family information, so you want to make sure that you demonstrate to the officer that you know very basic yet very important information about your case. Final point, which is very important, is do not lie. Be truthful. Please remember that you are being either video or audio recorded at all times. And if your case ever ends up in the immigration proceeding, immigration court, your statements may potentially be used against you or be used as evidence against you in court. In addition, immigration officers see hundreds of people every month. They have done these cases, they have worked through these cases many, many times, and they're very good at picking out untrue information. So in other words, lies. They're very good at picking up on lies. Even if you don't have a malicious intent behind your lie, just tell the truth. Eventually, this information will come to the surface anyway, because like I said earlier in the video, immigration officers do check your information frequently. They check in with different government agencies. And if anything ever happens, a lot of government agencies, once they know you're an immigrant, do report it to the appropriate immigration related agencies in a lot of these cases. It's not what you did that gets you in trouble, it's you lying about it that can get you in more trouble. So immigration officers are also people, and they do very frequently have compassion. And if you are able to give them an honest answer to what happened, then may potentially get you off the hook with them instead of getting in trouble for lying about it. And I actually want to hear your experience in the comments about your immigration interview. A lot of the people that come to me and share their experience, they do say that they had a very good immigration officer. They were very kind and understanding, and they were very compassionate about certain situations that you shared. In any case, I would like you guys to share below because I'm just curious about your experience. But anyway, guys, so I hope you found this video useful. Please subscribe, like this video so more people can see it, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!